Good old Mario Kart, a launch title from the Nintendo Switch 2 system. I played it on day one, and I gotta say, Mario Kart World is a good game. Let's not beat around the bush here. There are some issues I do have with it, whether it's big or small enough for them to be nitpicks, but contrary to what many people in my friend circle believes, or to what anybody believes really, I think Mario Kart World is still a great time. There just needs to be some fixes and additions that can make it even better. Although it still probably won't be even worth the $80 price tag still. This video is basically a review of the game, my thoughts and opinions. So if you disagree with my opinions and thoughts, that is perfectly fine. We are all allowed to disagree and have meaningful discussions. With that said, I'm Archer.XYZ and this is my review on Mario Kart World a few months later. Let's get started. Woo! First, let's start off with the issues I saw after playing this game for nearly 50 hours. First off, the open world actually kind of sucks. Is it fun to roam around in? I'd say so, yeah. But if I told you that the Forza Horizon games did the open world racing much better, I know for a fact that Mario fans may get on my ass about it, but I don't really care. The open world in Mario Kart just doesn't feel that full of many things to do anyway. Even if there are P-Switch missions, Peach medallions, and question mark panels all over the world that you can do, the open world doesn't engage you to do any of it. And this comes from someone who can have a hard time getting any sort of engagement to open worlds with such little content to do in them. Next, the online lobbies. They're definitely much better than when Nintendo released an update that fucked over the track selection in normal races. Ever since they fixed that by making sure that the 3-lap tracks are much more likely to be chosen in the map, the lobbies have gotten much better. But when I get an error when trying to enter online lobbies, I automatically default to thinking that there's like little to no one queuing up in a lobby, which is kind of frustrating. Knockout Tour is like the only online lobby that gets filled up out the wazoo, which I actually do like, but I'll talk about Knockout Tour in a little bit. We still gotta go through the cons. This next one is short anyway, so let's get it out of the way real quick. The battle mode is very minuscule, and it has the same problem that the OG Mario Kart had. It has battle tracks that would honestly feel more like actual tracks from the games. There's only 2 modes? Balloon Battle and Coin Runners? Bro, come on, man. What are you doing, Nintendo? God, this next one. Oh, this one. The character selection. It's actual dog shit. Hell, it's not even dog shit. It's actually horse shit. The characters themselves are not the issue. In fact, I think this is one of Mario Kart's strongest character rosters, no matter how zany and wacky the picks are. The issue is how bloated it can really be once you unlock many costumes for a lot of characters. Except for the Mario enemies, which kind of sucks, but whatever, I suppose. I mean, just look at it. I mean, really look at it. How does this roster look infinitely worse than previous Mario Kart games? How? Fucking how? The biggest fix for the character roster is, and should be, easy to implement. Bring every single costume and put it into a submenu for the characters like Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Bowser, Donkey Kong, Rosalina, Pauline, etc. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe did this. Why can't Mario Kart World do it? It just makes no sense whatsoever, but oh well, I suppose. For the last issue I have with this game, I'll bundle these 2 issues together for once because I feel like Mario Kart World needs to implement both of these. Whew. Okay. There is a noticeable lack of 200cc, and the intermission tracks still are boring as hell to drive through. Yes, Nintendo did add some interesting level design to some of the intermission tracks, but the level design for the intermission tracks as a whole still aren't interesting in the slightest. And I even tried the newly designed ones Nintendo made with the most recent update by the time I'm recording this video. And of course, 200cc not being in the game at launch is ridiculous. Like, genuinely ridiculous. I mean, say what you will about 200cc in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but that engine speed made the race is much more interesting and way more fun. Mario Kart World not having that just makes playing the game really boring and not that fun anyway. Like, come on, bro. Nintendo, please add 200cc. Now that we got all the negative stuff out of the way, let's be positive this time. And oh boy, there is a lot to be positive about in regards to Mario Kart World, so let's get started. First off, the soundtrack is god tier. This is absolutely one of the best Mario soundtracks I've ever heard, and there's still a lot of songs I have not heard from the game this far. Of course, you have your new tracks like Mario Bros. Circuit, Acorn Heights, Rainbow Road, Bowser's Castle, Dandelion Depths, and Faraway Oasis as examples, while you have like older retro tracks like DK Pass, Airship Fortress, Wario Stadium, Toad's Factory, Dino Dino Jungle, and many more I can list off. The instrumentation and arrangements are all super boppy and fun to listen to. My favorite tracks are some remixes like the Super Mario Kart main theme, Cool Cool Mountain from Super Mario 64, and some of the courses in-game like Airship Fortress, DK Pass, Mario Bros. Circuit, and Whistle Stop Summit as examples. Like, for example, here's Airship Fortress. And here's Rainbow Road. And of course, here's Starview Peak, actually one of my favorite tracks in the entire game. The graphics and visuals of this game are very pretty to look at. It's easily one of the best to look and marvel at, especially in docked mode where it's at a crispy smooth 4K 60 FPS. The HDR in this game was kinda ass at the beginning though, but I think they may have fixed it. I had to readjust them anyway, but the HDR in this game looks much better here. The movement and gameplay of Mario Kart World easily trumps 8 Deluxe without question. Easily! It definitely feels tighter and smoother to control on top of a parkour-esque style of controls that you're given. And what I mean by that is that you can ride on walls and trick to your heart's content, which makes playing the game a lot more fun. And it's a high-risk, high-reward type deal, because if you mess up, you may end up falling off the course or falling very behind in the race. It's definitely super fun to fuck around with, and because of it, Mario Kart World to me is definitely the best feeling Mario Kart of them all. And also the animation for the characters are full of joy and whimsy, which is great to see. Hopefully, Sonic the Hedgehog follows suit. My absolute favorite addition to the game is the P-Switch missions, which is basically the mission mode that people, including myself, have been wanting to see return. And yeah, it's definitely a mission mode, alright. It's not entirely bad. In fact, I've had quite a bit of fun with the P-Switch missions, and I'm just happy that mission mode in some capacity is back. But this doesn't change the fact that the open world in the game does not feel full of content. And it sucks because I think the open world otherwise feels alive in a sense. Like, you have all these cars on the road, there's lots of the Mario enemies just doing their own thing in the road, there's a train that comes by every so often. Like, it feels alive, just not full of content that we can do in the game, and it kind of sucks. Like, the open world still sucks, but the P-Switch missions are pretty fun. And the Peach medallions, they are fun to find, but I don't really care. They just award you with stickers, which, okay, I guess. That's a cool reward, but who gives a shit anyway? Oh, man. Oh, and there's also the question mark panels as well, but again, who cares? Finally, it perfectly shows off the Switch 2's power, and it feels amazing to play in your hands. It was originally in development for the Switch 1 back in 2020, I believe, but due to it being heavily underpowered, they had to move it to the Switch 2 as soon as possible. And the same thing happened with a fantastic game called Donkey Kong Bonanza. You might as well expect a playthrough of that game after I'm finished with Super Mario Odyssey this year. It's going to be peak! And the work they've done with Mario Kart World is impressive for its hardware, but in regards to the game itself, while it's still good, it still needs to be fixed. That said, what about the game itself? What do I think about the game as a whole? Well, let's get into it. Mario Kart World is the latest Mario Kart game after Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Kart Tour, and it's a launch title that came bundled with a Nintendo Switch 2 at launch, which is what I got at the GameStop midnight launch. See my Vlog City video for that. So what does this game have? Well, this game has the staple modes that make up a Mario Kart game. Grand Prix, versus races, time trials, battle mode, online modes, and brand new to Mario Kart starting with this game, Knockout Tour. Grand Prix is much different this time around, and yes, it does have the intermissions that I talked about, and it works like this, right? You play the first course normally with 3 laps. Nothing out of the ordinary there. But the next 3 tracks have intermissions. Only the final lap you play the course normally. Grand Prix kind of sucks this time around, but they have some of the best tracks ever chosen. Except Moo Moo Meadows, that track is overstayed its welcome at this point! Versus races, self-explanatory, but you can actually play all tracks with 3 laps, which is very nice. Time trials, also literally self-explanatory. You race to get the fastest time possible. Duh. Battle mode, do I even need to say it? It's a mode where you play balloon battle, pop your opponent's balloons before they pop yours, and coin runners, get as much coins as you can, all being played on a time limit. Which is still stupid because it'd be way more fun if there was no time limit. The online modes kind of blow. Only if you play with randoms. Playing with friends is actually decent. And now, now, the mode that actually got me used to playing the intermission tracks, oh boy, Knockout Tour. Let's get into it. Knockout Tour is the new mode in Mario Kart World where you play through a rally of courses complete with intermission tracks. It's essentially a battle royale for kart racing. You race through a rally and every 4 people that are at the bottom are eliminated. For example, you race with 23 other racers, and the bottom 4, 24th, 23rd, 22nd, 21st, they're all eliminated if you do not make it through the first lap. And then it goes down to 16, then to 12, then to 8, then to 4, etc., etc. You know the drill. This is where the chaos of the game really shines, and it's easily the best mode in the entire game. Knockout Tour is genuinely a lot of fun, and it's really fun to watch a lot of streamers rage quit Knockout Tour. I'm looking at you, Fidel! Like, it's genuinely so fun to play through Knockout Tour and to watch somebody get knocked out of Knockout Tour. Like, dude, it's genuinely fun. Also, this is a last-minute addition that I made before I started recording. But this game also has a photo mode, which is pretty cool. That's all I have to say on the matter. Damn, some of what I talked about were pretty short now that I think about it. Woo! Okay. Now that I talked about pretty much everything that Mario Kart World has to offer, what's my honest score that I can give this game? Like, what's my verdict? What are my final thoughts on Mario Kart World? Well, let's put it this way. Mario Kart World at its state right now is genuinely boring. Like, really, really boring. But the game itself? I love it. This game is definitely one of my favorite Mario Karts I've ever played. Even if I sometimes get bored with this game, I still love it. Although I am of the opinion that it does not, and I repeat, does not outclass games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Kart DS, or even Mario Kart Wii and Double Dash. Is it one of the best games in the series? Absolutely! There's no getting around that. Do I think that based on how it's perceived online, that it's a bad game? Hell no! I will never understand anyone that says that this game is the worst or one of the worst Mario Kart games. Like, do I think it's bad? Fuck no. This game genuinely had a lot going for it upon release with the Switch 2. And I still play it to this day, even if I prefer games like Kirby Air Riders or Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. But now, let me ask you a question. Well, let me ask you a couple questions for that matter. Are you interested in Mario Kart World? Does Knockout Tour in the open world entice you to want the Nintendo Switch 2 that's required to play the game? If any of those are yes, then sure, I can recommend Mario Kart World. But I cannot in good conscience recommend it at its full price, $80. $80 is way, way, way too much, and this is the base price for the game! If you want to get it as soon as possible, I do recommend that you have to buy a secondhand copy on storefronts like eBay or wherever you find it cheap, like I did with Amazon. I very recently got the physical version of the game for $60, and it is used, but it's in pretty pristine condition otherwise. Like, when I saw it for $60, I was like, you know what? I'm getting it. I'm gonna get it, like, right now. And it arrived, like, yesterday. Actually, no, not yesterday. A couple days ago by the time I'm recording this video. And, my Switch 2 collection is just growing ever so larger, and I'm very, very excited for that. Overall, my ranking for the game is that it's a solid B- entry. Whew, B-, that's still a good score. It's a good game. It's a genuinely good game. But the issues I listed off, like, at the beginning of the video still plague the game to this day. And, for my final point, I want to tell you all my wants for the game, and we'll end it there. First off, 200cc. Come on, Nintendo, give it to us already. It will make the game even faster and even better. Secondly, DLC on the same wavelength as the Booster Course Pass. Maybe something that could fit Mario Kart World. Maybe something called, like, the Booster World Pass or something? I don't know. And in this DLC, we could potentially get a new world to explore alongside the one we already have, with new and retro tracks that Nintendo may have initially considered, but couldn't fit it into the game before launch, like upon launch. But for the love of Christ, please do not take up to 5 years to even make them. That was a hell of a wait for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it sucked. And lastly, I cannot stress this enough. A much simpler character selection like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe! I am baffled that Nintendo thought that the character selection they ran with for the game was a great idea. Like I said earlier, Nintendo should implement a sub-menu for the costume variants of the characters because holy fuck, it is bloated as all hell, bro. Oh my god. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Mario Kart World is still a good game, and as long as you all have fun with it, that's all that matters. But for the love of God, Nintendo, please do not be greedy with the pricing of the DLC if you do end up making it. It's not gonna look good on your end, I'm sorry. But, yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This video was a long time coming ever since I played Mario Kart World, like ever since it launched. This entire video was all scripted, even what I'm saying right now, and these videos do end up taking a long time to make. So if you want more videos like this, please let me know by liking, commenting, or even sharing the video. I really want to do more content like this in the future, and it would mean a lot if you guys help get this video out to everyone that may be interested in Mario Kart World. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Archer, signing out. Sayonara, folks!